Andreas has always been one of the top players in the academy.
Beautifully timed challenge again from Andreas Christensen.
And my first impressions was this lad can be a player.
He's a Chelsea player through and through.
I'm laid back, I'm not aggressive as a person.
He's a great kid, he's got a great attitude. Has he got the experience? Yes. Has he played against some of the best strikers in the world? Yes, he has.
I personally feel he could be a top Premier League player.
He's an incredible footballer and one that this club should be very proud of.
I'm very happy for him because to play with Chelsea is not easy for a player from academy. Now he's ready to play with Chelsea.
I'm laid back, I'm not aggressive as a person. And I think that I took that onto the pitch, and now I don't think you ever see me go into a slide tackle as like reckless or anything. I tried to nick the ball and play.
Kind of took him under my wing at a young age, actually. I mean, he's a great kid, he's got a great attitude anyway, so every time he'd come across, he'd kind of pick my brains, the other defenders' brains. What I liked about him was that the confidence within him, that he felt he could come and be part of this. When a younger player comes into the group as well, it kind of takes a few weeks or a good few sessions for them to be accepted within the group, because the standard's so high. Once you get that, wow, this boy can play, that kind of, the green light really from within the group, that confidence will just make you grow even more.
I think when the scouts first brought Andreas in as an under-16, we'd have him in occasionally before he could actually sign for us, and he would have gone from Bromby to looking at a few clubs in England. And my first memories of seeing him was really what caught your eye was how kind of natural footballer he was in terms of his reading of the game, his technique, his understanding of the game, and what a decent lad he was.
It's not easy, you leave your family, especially my mum. It was tough on her. But for me as a young boy, you're used to staying at home. If you're bored, you can just call your friends, you want to do something. And in the start, it's tough not to, have that support around you.
Here goes Murphy. Another very assured piece of defending from Andreas Christensen.
And my first impressions was this lad can be a player. I liked how composed he was on the ball. He was a lot slimmer in build and a lot more slender than what he is now. And also I liked his personality in terms of his attitude. I felt like he was a guy that come over and was willing to listen, take on board a lot of advice from players, and you can see that he was looking around the more senior boys and soaking in how they did things, which I thought was a great attribute to have as well, especially when you're trying to learn the game.
He's a little bit quicker than I was, but he's very comfortable on the ball, and I think you see that with this new generation of players as well. He's very comfortable getting it on the edge of the box, kind of under pressure. He's happy to take and receive the ball.
Andreas has always been one of the top players in the academy, always seen as the superstar. But the problem is when you're a superstar in the academy, it doesn't always translate to senior football.
What we've always done with Andreas when he's been in the academy, I mean, he come in as an under-17, but within a few days he was training with the under-21s and playing games. So actually, physically, to have him tested playing up a few years is part of our programme back in the academy. But then obviously the next step is to be able to transfer that into the men's game. So for him going on loan and getting that different experience physically, tactically, technically in Germany would have been a huge part of the next part of his development.
You just realise at that point now you're 19 and you don't actually have that much time left to take the next step. You have the perfect opportunity as you come from Chelsea to, go somewhere that will actually help you and, push you even more. I don't think if I went to Championship and that stuff, I don't think it would work that well out as it would in Germany. You get to feel that pressure from a big crowd, big stadiums, 40, 50,000 every game. And I think that quite helps you when I came back here and you have to be under pressure all the time, you have to perform. That just makes you ready, makes you're prepared for it.
He was prepared to move to a different country, to go to Germany and playing kind of week in, week out at Mönchengladbach, playing Champions League football, like I said, and getting kind of 80, 100 games under your belt. When you kind of compare him to other players of his age group, there's probably not many players who have gone to that level and played that amount of games. So naturally, when you come back here, has he got the experience? Yes, that's another box ticked. Has he played Champions League football? Yes, he has. Has he played against some of the best strikers in the world? Yes, he has.
He done exactly what he needed to do on loan. He had played at the highest levels in the Bundesliga and Champions League consistently over 2 seasons. Got Player of the Season in the first season. He went up against Barcelona. I was so proud when I walked away from the stadium. Even though they lost, he was outstanding. And because he reads the game so well. And he played with a maturity way beyond his years. A composure way beyond his years. The highest mark I've ever given on the loan process. He was Chelsea level. Simple as that.
In training, when you come here, I was new. Came from Germany, a little holiday, and then I had to come straight here. And you have there's quite a lot of new faces actually, and then you just have to. You feel I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of feel like the need for my teammates to accept what I can do on the pitch before I do anything. Try to be something I'm not. So, coming here was just trying to improve myself, and to be fair, I think it was probably one of the best pre-seasons I've had.
To play alongside him is very calm. You know that you don't have to bark orders and pull him left, right, and here, there, and everywhere. You feel that he has a good understanding of his position. And the biggest compliment I could probably give him is when I'm playing with a young boy who's relatively, new in his career, that you almost have a feeling you can leave him to do his role and worry about just what you're doing, which is a huge compliment. As normally when you play with a young boy, you might be, telling him what position to be in and where to be and to squeeze up and to drop off and all these things, whereas with him you don't feel that you have to do that.
He's very composed on the ball, he's very composed off the ball. The way he reads the game, or he's under pressure, he doesn't seem to panic. He's comfortable in terms of both feet, in terms of his first touch and awareness.
I think the fans have seen that he stepped in against Tottenham, he stepped in against Man United, and it's like he's been there all his life. He's an incredible footballer and one that this club should be very proud of, and one that we should hold on to very tightly, because he's a player that definitely we could have here for the next 10 years and be another John Terry for me. And have that kind of same stature, because he has got that ability.